woke you guys up. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. There you go. So, my name is Christopher Whitty, as it says right there. This morning I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the Foundations Department, and I also want to talk a bit with you about something we're working on at the school called Cores and Connections. Grafton kind of touched on a little bit of that for you today, but I want to drill down more because it's really, really important for your future as artists and designers. So we'll talk a bit about that as well. So let's begin at the beginning. Foundations is our first year of study in preparing you to be a successful artist and designer. I was in a foundations class, what's 55 minus 18? How many years is that?
70.
70? Wait a minute. So I was in a foundations class a long time ago, and I'm an artist too, and I began the same way. So Foundations is our first year of study in preparing you to be an artist or designer, eventually a professional. The courses include design lab, digital synthesis, material color. We have drawing classes you need to take also. The point with Foundations is that all students take the same first year classes. This is precisely because the first year of study teaches the building blocks, okay? The building blocks upon which you'll build your career, the foundation of the house. Now, to extend the metaphor, a foundation is only as strong as a house is only as strong as the foundation upon which it's built. That's obvious, right? So foundations of homes, and some of the moms and dads in here know this, and I do too, foundations of homes that aren't constructed very well can start to leak, and then things get damp and musty. The basement starts to smell perhaps a bit and get moldy, but I digress. Now, this conversation about the foundation of a house starting to leak reminds me of fluids, and fluids remind me of a funnel. So I want to use this funnel as a metaphor today for the Foundations Department. And I'm going to flip things around a bit and talk about cores and connections. And I want to talk with you today about how this all forms a logical whole and why it's so deeply important for you in your education to know these things, to prepare you to get out into the real world. So all of our young artists and designers come in, as I said, and take the same thorough and challenging classes in the first year. This is because there are some things that all artists of every persuasion need to know, okay? We need to know how to draw convincingly. That's something that we value very highly at the Cleveland Institute of Art. We all need to master the organization of space, to be able to collaborate, to brainstorm, to be conversant with digital technologies, to be able to articulate our ideas, okay? All those things are important, and they're all important for all artists and all designers. So you come in the CIA at the wide end of this funnel, okay, up here. It's a broad education. Everybody takes the first classes. So this is a perfect, some of the moms and dads in here also, we've tried to put engine oil in our engine without a funnel, right? The engine oil spills all over the place, gets on the manifold, starts to smoke, it's horrible. Somebody invented this thing, remember? So I have a couple of kids, and there's a great kids book called Simple Ideas Are Best. Anyone's heard that book or seen that book? It's a great little book. This is a simple idea, but this is a brilliant, brilliant mechanism. So it takes that fluid that's unwieldy, right? Spills all over the place, and it brings it into a logic. It brings it into a structure that it flows in and through. And that's why this is exactly a perfect metaphor for the Foundations Department. That's exactly what it does. Now, in your sophomore year, you choose a major and become part of a more specialized community within the community of CIA. So again, the funnel, you begin here, and as you flow through the 4 years of study here, it becomes more and more specialized, right? More and more focused. Becomes a deeper education, right? At the beginning, we start broad, and then as we go deeper into some specific learning outcomes that are important for you. Now, the reason for that is that artists and designers of different persuasions do different things, right? So the skill set you need to become a professional biomedical artist is vastly different from that of an industrial designer. And that, in turn, is different from the skills of a painter, obviously, which is, in turn, different from the skills of a ceramicist. So this is how this goes, right, through this funnel. Now, you all get all of these skills by flowing through this machine that we've built, carefully built. You begin at the top and gradually get more and more focused, as I say, okay? Now, remember at the beginning I mentioned something that we've been working on for quite a while here called cores and connections. That's the core. That's the core of what we do here in cores and connections. The core of what it takes to become a successful artist and designer in the real world. The skills that you develop here, okay? The things that we make, the things that we think, how artists and designers think. It's different than other practices. That's why they call us artists and designers. And the images I've been showing you here are the way that happens. We have a 9-to-1 faculty to student ratio. It's all about real close mentorship. So that's Bill Briard. He's a master ceramicist, and you would be in that area. And you can take ceramics classes as electives too. It's another way we've built the curriculum. You would be working just like that with Bill. He's an amazing artist. So you, on your end, work hard. And we on our end provide that mentoring for you, okay? Just, I don't know, go off script a little bit and tell you a quick story. I once had a critique with a student with her about her work. She was a sophomore, young student. And the stuff was amazing. I mean, it was incredible work. And she said to me at one point, you know, I never thought I would be asked to work this hard, and I never thought I could do it. That's heavy stuff. That girl was empowered. In that moment, she was empowered. She knew she could do this. That's what we call empowerment, right? And that's what we want for you. So my question now, I'm going to go back to the funnel momentarily. It's real hard, okay? As I said, I know. I mean, I struggled to learn my craft. It's hard to become an artist and designer, and you can do well. I've done really well in my life. So it's not easy to do that, but once you go through that trouble, once you go through that 4 years of study, then what? I know you can do this. I know for some of us it's intimidating to start that 4-year course of study at a college. You can do it. I did it. I made it. You can too. But what if you take that time? What if you take those 4 years of detailed, rigorous, and I'm not going to lie about it, not inexpensive education? What if you learn that craft? What if you learn how to be a professional metalsmith or sculptor or graphic designer or illustrator? What if you learn those things but you don't know how to flow that out into the world, right? What if you don't know how to get that out into the world? Well, I got to tell you a little secret. That's kind of the difference between a hobby and being a professional. That's the critical distinction, is getting that work out into the world. That's the only place it really takes on its full life. So if you don't know how to do that, those skills you learn really don't mean a lot, do they? So now I'd like to share this with you. I know, again, some of you may have seen this before, and Grafton kind of touched on this a little bit. So look at the list of connections that this school has with the outside, and this is a partial list. The image may be a little blurry, but look at some of the names here. We've been looking at this morning, as I said, at a few images of our students working one-on-one with faculty, closely with faculty. I teach classes here. I know the students here. It's a mentoring, intimate institution, and you're just not going to get that at a bigger school. It's not going to happen. And yet, look at these connections. These are the places where our students study while they are students here. These aren't career possibilities. These aren't where they go to work and they get the career. That, obviously, we can talk about that too. This is where they study while they're at the school. Look at the names on the list. So, there are other colleges here. There's a lot of businesses where they intern. Again, look at the names. And we consider this our campus. What you're looking at here, we consider our campus. So, all of a sudden, our small art school isn't so small after all. And we've managed to figure out how to capture the best of both worlds this way, right? So our students, when they're here, they're already out there. They're already out there in the world of working as professionals, learning on the job, if you will, to prepare them for that. 80% So I'm being kind of a little jocular this morning, trying to have fun with my dear funnel here. But this is actually deadly serious. This is really serious stuff. And I think it's a really good metaphor of how the curriculum works and what we do with our students. So it's about your future. And I know that's important. In the last couple of years, I have twins that graduated from college, and I know that it's important to the moms and dads here as well. Let's go through this again, though. In foundations, you begin, it's a generalized education, right? In the sophomore year, for three full years, our students have their own studio space. Forget all these, because they're not in my notes. I could talk all day about this place that I love so much. Our students, when they start their sophomore year, get their own studio space, and they have it for 3 full years. Ask other schools if they're after that, okay? So they start with generalized foundation, course of study, all of the skills that all artists need to use, the foundation, when you build your house. They flow down, into the majors, and then they flow out into the world. It looks like this maybe, right? What do you think? That's exactly what we've done here, all right? I want to tell you that 90% of our students are working in the field in which they were trained. They're not working at shoe stores. 90% of our students are working in the field in which we trained them or going to graduate school within 1 year of graduating from the Cleveland Institute of Art. 1 year. The federal government makes us track something called the default rate. They have a vested interest in this. The default rate is the percentage of students who aren't capable of paying back their student loans, right? The national average is about 13, 14%. My kids got a lot of student loans. It's just how education works now. National average is 13, 14%. We have to track this, right? And we're working with the Fed, so it's not the kind of thing you can play with at all. Our default rate is 0.7%. 0.7%. Okay? And it's because of that, although as I say, I'm trying to have a little fun here this morning, with that idea of the funnel, they flow in, they flow out, as our students. It's seamless. We're all about trying to make that a seamless transition. And just one last note for the young artists in here. I think artists and designers make the world a better place. I deeply feel that way, and I may be it may be hard for me to be objective being an artist myself, but I think that what we do is immensely important, and it's deeply fulfilling. It's a great way to spend your life. So work hard, enjoy yourself. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. Anything that people might tell you to the contrary. And I wish you, on behalf of my colleagues at the Cleveland Institute of Art, the best of luck and great futures. Thank you.